Okay, Max. I'm going to get started with your film here, and this is going to be your. I'm going to go ahead and reset you off your last swing and put up your first one, and we want to get started with what this is looking like. So, as far as your stance goes, Max, you look very balanced. I would note that your hands look relaxed and your elbow has this nice comfortable bend in it. Obviously your grip looks good and your elbow doesn't look extremely high or low. It's in a very down and comfortable position right there, relative to your body in that position. So this looks really good. I would note that and we'll see throughout the process of the swing, this foot might be able to turn in just a little bit. We're going to hold off on that though until we see how you get your hips through the ball. So very comfortable, eyes focused forward, shoulders at a good level position. So we're going to move this forward a little bit here and watch you get to the point where you're ready to make your swing. So relaxed, comfortable, and you load back a little more. And so right here, I'm going to clear the lines. From this position, you almost appear as if you're stimming in your load process. So your hands have stayed relative to your upper body. You haven't done a lot of push. You still have this bend in your arm right here, which looks fine, right? But you look like you're stimming your leg out to load to the ball. Now let's drive this forward just a little bit and see if you start to move back toward the ball a little, because the idea would be to get yourself up on that front leg a little bit and to release all of this load process that's sitting back here on the back leg. So all of this load process you've done, or all this building up of energy back here, has to be released forward to the pitcher or to the ball, toward the pitcher. You need to go in this direction, right? So let's see how that goes as we go forward. So right there, your front heel has reached its point where you are in your position to hit the ball, okay? But your front heel is down and your back heel is down. So I'm just going to put a couple of markers on your heels right here so you can see that back heel is down and front heel is down. So what we really need is to have back heel up and front. So we need to get our entire body moved forward so that we can, in this position, so that when this front heel drops, this back heel can release and come up. All your weight right now is focused and sitting on the back leg, back here. So you're kind of leaving all of your power back, all right? Hopefully you can see that. So we're going to move this forward just a little bit more, all right? And I want you to watch the movement of your swing, right? So if you look at your hands where they're focused, and again, I'll clear the lines, and we'll put a box on your hand, and we'll think about the pitch light or ball that would be coming to home plate, maybe something like this, right? Downhill. So we're going to watch these hands. Your hands are going to move in a direction toward the pitch plane like this. Bat position is good near your back shoulder, but your hands are going to move down a little, and when you plane out, you're going to find that a pitch that would live inside, say, a pitch plane like this, and if I put an actual ball inside here, you could actually see this. There's your ball. All right, let's see what happens. So your hands are kind of dropping down, right? You're underneath that ball. You're square. This looks good right here. You're square there, but you're actually going to miss that ball because you allowed your hands to drop a little bit, right? You just allowed your hands to come from here all the way down to here. All right, so again, inches matter, all right, and this particular path allows the bat to stay too high above you, right? So your bat is on a plane like this type of plane right here, and it allows for a very late movement to plane out, which makes your impact zone very short. So let me show you what I mean by impact zone. So here's our pitch plane again, right? And this is what's going to happen, right? So it allows our impact zone to be here. I'm going to bring you right up to it. So we start getting on plane about right here. we're underneath the plane here a little bit. And then we get out of the plane up here. Okay, about right here. Okay, so this allows for a very short impact zone. So we need to get our hands moving flatter faster. If you will, you need to flatten your hands out a little sooner, and I'll show you what that looks like. But it just makes for kind of a shorter impact zone. If this would limit you to the pitch selection that you could hit squarely, and you can see here that you're getting good extension with your elbow. In this spot right here, you're starting to extend pretty well with your elbow, but it's going to make for a power V that's down just a little bit. So you can see that power V is focused in a direction like this. Okay, when we really want our power V to be this way, out here. All right, so you're kind of thinking down, looking down. Your lower body ends up in a great position. This is very good. This looks all very good. You're driving pretty well. All right, but we could get here quicker if we got that back heel up faster. So let's take a look at what that looks like. I'm going to bring this back just a little bit, and I want to just make note of the fact that your bat here, close to your shoulder like this, is perfect. This I wouldn't change a bit. That looks very, very good. All right, you're definitely inside the ball. Okay. So let's just pause this. I'm going to bring up the other screen, and we'll take a look at what's next. All right, Max, so we're going to compare you side by side here with what your swing looked like afterward. And we're going to bring you up to the set position. Now, again, I still think if you look at how this rolls up, I still think you're stimming that leg a little bit instead of actually striding. But you get up on that front toe, and once the heel drops, I want you to make note of the fact that in this position, you are getting your back heel up a little quicker. Now, there's a downside to that in this particular spot, but I mean, it's not bad. I just want to make a note of that. That back heel came up very quickly when your front heel landed. So I'm just going to back up a couple frames so you can see that. So you get in that position, and your front heel drops, and your back heel comes right up. Now, you've allowed your shoulder to come up a little bit in this particular video where your front shoulder is up a little. Okay, you need to try to keep that shoulder flat to down. All right, so instead of being up here like this, right, you want to be in a position more down flat to down and back. All right, well, let's see what happens. I want to make note of the fact that right here you are in a much better position. If I bring this previous shot back to your launch point, I want you to note how your body at the same position to hit is in a position where your weight is, you're on that type of position. Your weight's on the back side. Here you've centered your weight up much better to hit the ball. You're actually more what we call vertically stacked. You're stacked up on top of your hips. You're not laying back. And that's simply because you've gotten your back heel up. You've let your weight go to the front side. Very good. That's very good. We're going to continue on here in this slide. We're going to see what you look like as you bring the bat around to the ball. Now, here, this is a great position. Your hands are out in front and your back elbow's down. Again, you had no problems with your bat being in a good flat position inside the ball. So this looks very, very good. As you hit that ball, you're in a perfectly vertically stacked position right here to hit that ball. Very, very good. That's a great position to hit, as opposed to what you had here, where you were previously a little bit, you're all on the back side. Okay, all on the back side. You're much more back here than you are here. So this is going to provide for more power, more drive with the back side. You're going to get more power driving your hands through the ball. All right, so this is a huge improvement. Okay, huge improvement. Power V down over here. Okay, you rolled over a little bit on it. That's okay. Okay, you just rolled over on that at the very end, right? At impact, you started rolling your hands. Good body position, a little premature on the hand roll. I think you could be a little more patient, let the ball get a little bit deeper, and try to hit it about right here, as opposed to that a few inches ahead of that point where your hands start to roll over a little bit. All right, but not bad. And you can just see there where your bottom hand, if I can put a circle on that, you can see your bottom hand just rolling over the top. So I'd recommend stay palm up, palm down all the way through impact. Don't roll your top hand over your bottom hand as you go through the ball. Keep your palm up, palm down all the way through impact, and that'll solve that little problem. And you can do that a little better if you just, again, are a little more patient. All right, that looked really, really good. So now we're going to take this final swing. We're going to clear these lines off. We're going to take this final swing, and we're going to move it over here to the other side. And what we're going to do is put over here, we're going to drop somebody to compare and contrast against, and use A-Rod. So now we have A-Rod. All right. So if I move you up a little bit here, Max, you'll see. Just move you up a little. There we go. All right. If I bring you back to the launch point, there's just a couple of things I want to note. Okay. Right here, where your weight is on that back leg as you start your stride, I'm going to bring A-Rod back. And even though he lifts his front leg all the way up and goes to the stride position, I want you to note the difference in his weight positioning. This is something I think you could work on, and you can become a more powerful hitter. He is stacked directly on top of his hips. He's not leaning too far back, and as his front heel drops, I'm going to put a box on here and you'll see what I'm talking about. As that front heel drops, his back heel is going to come straight up. So watch as I push it through, and I want you to see how he maintains that vertical stack. He's still vertically stacked right over his back thigh. Excuse me. As you come forward and your back side, your front heel drops, I want you to see how similar you look to A-Rod. Okay? Really, really good. Only difference he makes in his swing is he doesn't allow his hands to travel down. So you can watch how his hands stay up above the ball on the plane. All right? And yours tends to go down. So his power V is going to go, yours ends up and out. A little more top hand drive there and a little less rollover. And if I go over here, you can see his gets fully extended. That top arm is completely extended all the way through, bottom up, bottom down. He's just now starting to roll his top hand, or pushing it through the top over the top, and that's he's getting a little more extension. So a little bit more. He's getting more extension prior to that rollover. That's the only thing that's different. Otherwise, very similar swings. Very similar. He's up on his back toe. You're up on your back toe. You finish really good. So work on getting your hands flat and getting more top hand extension through the ball, so that you get and be patient. Let the ball get deeper in the zone and drive through it, making sure your hands don't roll over at the end. And I think you'll be in pretty good shape. So again, because you're inside the ball really well, it's just that you don't want to get jammed and then try to do it all with your wrist. You want to drive that top hand all the way through. Stay top hand, bottom hand consistently, palm up, palm down, all the way to the power V. Then break down that top elbow and bring the bat straight back to your ear, and you'll look a little more like A-Rod. Other than that, super incredible improvement in moving to the front side. Much better. Keep that one position. Remember when we worked on the hitter's power drive? Think of that one position. Get up on the front side. Release that back leg. Release that back heel. And let that back knee come driving in toward the pitcher, so that you get your weight up on the front side. And I think you're going to be in real good shape. Hand again, and just keep your hand path where it needs to be, and I think you'll be fine. So that looked very, very good all the way through. So that's a great job, Max. Good improvement on that. Keep working on that little point of moving forward and driving through, and not letting your weight hang back on the backside. And I think you'll be in real good shape. Great job. If you have any other questions, Max, let us know. You can email us at info at thehittingconnection.com. Talk to you soon, buddy, and good luck. Good luck with your baseball as you keep going forward.